Welcome, bout betters. It was a wash last week for me. I tailed G, the mattress guy's pick of Blond Brunson, and I cashed against Joey's pick against AJ Dobson, but I didn't hit it hard enough. I hit most of my main plays, but I live bet like every loser on the card. I got too tempted. I had a little alcohol courage. I saw those big numbers for Sharon after round 2 at plus 1,300. Rojo was a plus 1,200, and Roxanne Modafferi was in that same range after round 1. Bad decisions, each work, losing obviously after round 1, and all of them I thought had their chances, but I definitely made poor decisions there, basically cashing or throwing money away at these things, poor reasoning, and some short plays that definitely hurt my pocketbook. This week is a much more challenging betting card, as there are a lot of journeyman fighters and newcomers to the UFC. With the main event, I think there may be some recency bias, as Johnny Walker lost one of the UFC's most inactive main events ever, and Jamahal Hill roasted a surging Jimmy Crute. Walker is currently plus 210, while Hill is minus 278, and just looking at the career statistical companion, I think the line is wide. There is a slight distinct advantage for Jamahal Hill fighting at distance, but does that mean I'm going to immediately chase Walker in this spot? Yes, I do chase dogs, but I have to admit that my own recency bias is my hesitancy here to chase, because that last performance against Thiago Santos, where each guy threw only 45 strikes over 5 rounds, with 0 grappling and 0 control time. There was a pathetic 12 strikes landed in the first round, which each spending 95% of their fight time at distance. This is a recipe for disaster for Walker, as Jamahal Hill works most effectively from the outside. He will be the slightly smaller fighter, but knows how to fight long. Both these guys are expected finishers, with Jamahal Hill having a better XR percentage of 75%, and almost all of each their respective wins are by knockout. So we have knockout artists versus knockout artists in this bout. Walker has had the better strength of schedule, but I'm not certain that anyone he has knocked out is still in the UFC. Hill, as I mentioned, almost exclusively fights from the outside. He primarily is a boxer, landing 4 more strikes per minute at distance than Walker. Each are not accurate, and neither throws a lot of kicks. Really embarrassing for both these guys, especially both of them have great physical talents and abilities. If they had just a better diversing striking set, they could have been champions. And I don't think either one of them is going to be on that path, because I just see both of these guys being one-dimensional. Defensively, each of these guys can be hit, and I attribute that to their lack of diverse striking attacks. Both these guys seem to be keyed in on that knockout shot and will look to counterpunch to land the one-hitter quitter. Grappling from each of these guys is non-existent. Even Walker's recent move to SBG Ireland gives me little faith that he has learned to incorporate grappling into his repertoire. Same could be said of Hill, who is a pure boxer and counter wrestler who has not attempted a clinch position, let alone a takedown in the UFC. Walker would be wise to attempt or implement a grappling game plan to keep Hill within distance and attempt to outpoint Hill for a decision. Hill has only gone to a decision once in the UFC, but he has kept his pace despite getting taken down in that one bout, and landed around 40% of his strikes despite being controlled a little bit in that bout by Darko Stosic. He was controlled for 2 minutes from 6 of 9 takedown attempts. So Hill's got a very good get-up game. He's got a good sprawl and brawl methodology. His counter wrestling is on point, and his takedown defense is good despite that 45% number. I'd like to take Hill in this spot, but not at minus 283, and I'm not going to parlay an unproven one-dimensional fighter that is, this is just a dog or pass situation. Each has finishing power, but Walker leaves that chin high and open. I think Walker will look to grapple, and I'm not falling for the under 1.5 prop and avoiding the not to go distance prop, because this can go anyway. I don't have any faith in Johnny Walker, and I'm not placing my money in a lot of faith in Hill, both coming out as finishers, because we saw what happened last time. And again, it is my recency bias. I acknowledge that. Walker has no grappling, no get-up game either. This thing could turn into like an Ngannou match, where out of nowhere one of these guys decides to grapple and control. I may prop Hill out by TKO, which will be a measly plus 110 or even chalk money. So I'm passing on this bout altogether unless you can convince me to talk me into a position. But my pick is with the herd. It's Hill by KO. But gambling, it is a pass for now. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And if you've made it this far, you are a bout better.